That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Ayanda Sene Mukuba. Born in PE, grew up in Cape Town.
My name is Pumeza Makwili from Eastern Cape as well. Pedi, Hlalafe Kailicha, Harar.
Siabulela Changel is my name. I'm a dispossessed Azanian.
My name is Bani Paul. I would like to follow my president here. I'm a displaced and dispossessed Azanian as well.
I'm coming from Eastern Cape.
Nkwame Qedile, Pan-Africanist. I'm a lover of Africa.
These premature voters that are about to vote don't understand the system. So until they understand on what grounds or what turf they're about to step on, it wouldn't be great to waste a vote on lack of knowledge, for one. And then secondly, you have a lot of youth, and most of them now are too much airheads, party a lot, drink a lot. They don't normally engage a lot when it comes to education. So giving them a platform to become the voices of what's going to happen next year, I'm skeptical about that.
It's not only the young kids which are so-called born frees, which is a problem for me in terms of voting. I mean, we also have people that are retirees, 70-year-olds who still decide which person we must elect so that that person actually must handle our money. The thing, yeah, and all those people, all of them, they are loyalists. They were born pre-94. They will tell you what struggles they faced. I'm sorry, but the times have changed, and the battle that we're currently facing is economic. The hugest battle is economics. And with economics, it comes land.
What we need is what was taken from us. And that which was taken from us is the land, is our being, is our soul. We won't get it through using their rituals. We know that voting is part of a neoliberal ritual that is enshrined in the Constitution that is anti-black from the genesis of it. Because if you read the Freedom Charter, the Freedom Charter is reflective, in the Constitution. Because when you look at the preambles and in the middle, it is one and the same thing. That thing of backing whiteys, racists, appealing to their conscience that, oh, please, we are not harmful. What we need is our land. And that which was taken from us we can only be recovered using our very own tools and systems. No race can tell us what to do and what not to do. Voting is out of the question.
Whilst I might not agree with the process of elections as a tool to address what has been taken away from us, I think it is necessary. It is a necessary evil. Elections and the whole voting process is a necessary evil, because it tells us where is the mindset of the people. I wanted to say that in there. But if you have support, if you conscientize and mobilize about in 5 years, in that whole 5 years, and to measure the outcomes, because you would conscientize, but to what end? You measure the outcomes during the elections.
Okay. The other thing is, it's not the first time we're going to vote, and we haven't seen anything. And on the other hand, the guy asked about the alternatives as well. I agree about conscientizing people, and the minute you are conscientized, I was conscientized as well, and I knew what to do, what steps to take. And I believe once people know what's happening, they will know. Take, for instance, the EFF. Trust me, the young people that are joining EFF, they don't even know the 7 pillars. The first 7 pillars of the EFF, they want the beret. They want the beret and Malema. They like Malema. Malema speaks. What truth is Malema speaking? They can never tell you.
1994 had came and said, people are going to live in the better places, the better houses. There will be a better education. There's no fucking better education in this country.
The funny thing with the Constitution.
Let us not fool ourselves, man.
I was listening to them talking about the Constitution. I don't remember where I was. They were actually explaining what it means when they say you have a right. to, like, for instance, to adequate houses. It doesn't mean that you're going to get a house. It means that you have a right to buy it, to access it, even in Cambe, in your house.
All over the world, our constitution is hailed as one of the best, if not the best.
It is the best in the world.
Yes. Why? Why? Because it further affirms that the black race is nothing but objects that are even told how to react to a violent, engagement with the white race.
To what you said, Ngwami, in terms of looking at, you look at the vote as a sample set, how people are behaving, what do they like, because those guys campaign. Simply politics, as Gaddafi says in his in the Green Book. What happens in politics is those people, they just campaign to see, this time I beat you. You see, I have most influence, you know?
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game, it's a competition for these guys. They know they sit on the same table, they sip the same wine. Zuma kisses Helen Zille after a long speech of debate. Debating what?
Is it the French kiss?
Yeah, for those who think that it's gonna work for them, they must go and vote. But for me, as long as we are living in the shacks that are still getting water every rainy day, we take out water and then we are using the potters. For me, I don't see the solution for voting. Voting is not a solution. The only thing that can be a solution to us is to organize ourselves as people on the ground and started to do things, not to wait for those people, those so-called politicians who are just bluffing nonsense. They are not here to be the gods of the earth and to give us away. No.
They say it's your democratic right to vote.
Yeah.
Do we all believe in this democracy that was brought without us being involved in the beginning? No. A huge no.
So you have Inkanini, which will take you an hour to get a Cape Town, the CBD that you work in. And then you have Woodstock, which will take you 5 minutes. But because we were moved away from that space and placed into this area, we find ourselves now wanting to go back to that area. So it's first a social problem, and then it goes to a land problem, and then it goes to an economic problem. And all these factors, most of them happened without even voting.
But look, maybe the question is not even. Maybe the question is not even the right question, whether to vote or not. What was taken from us? Look from. I think I'm hearing a silent. I don't know. People there's a sense of disappointment from people. Let me just give me a second. There's a sense of disappointment from the electoral system that it is not working. But how can we make it work? If we must then look at the holes within the system. I know good people who say my approach is liberal. But look, let me just finish. I think I am of the view that our land was not taken through the elections, through the electoral system. It was taken through the barrel of the gun. I've said it from the first go, and I'm still saying it. Né? But you don't just go. In order for me to convince Pumeza that she's beautiful and na, there's a process in it. I don't just jump into bed with her. Nah? There's a process. So there is a process in this process as well of saying the elections is not working. And then if we are not voting, what else are we going to do? What is the alternative? Because the election is not just... We know good we are faced with the monumental social debt here. That our land was taken, our people... Okay, the blood that was spilled has not ever been addressed. People are still in jail. Some APLA members are still in jail today, and yet we are talking about a rainbow nation. Yes, it is a rainbow nation, and people are talking about peace and reconciliation, Whose peace and whose reconciliation? Because if we talk about reconciliation, we must then say, we have 56 million people in the country, 10% is white people, and 50% is black people, and then land must be distributed according to the population of the country. I know all of that. I know those challenges. And the fact that we are staying in shacks is the whole colonial
But those
Economic
things,
setup of the country. I'm finishing now.
God,
I'm finishing.
man, you make me hot.
That's the deliberate. That's deliberate. Now, the point that I'm making here is that we must have all the options. We cannot just say we cannot dismiss elections and not putting anything in. I know from all people are saying. People are saying. People are saying. People keep saying that we are conscientization.
We shall be doing then by the time
Conscientization is not measurable. You cannot measure.
Let me remind you.
It is.
Let me remind you that a question,
You get involved.
a question that you keep on asking. Ukuthi sizobe senzani ngexesha singayivoteni.
And how is that measurable?
this is what I said.
This is what we said it inside there.
Exactly.
That we have to start the process of involving our people in discussions, in debates, in talks, in engagements, that we begin to dialogue with the history. What happened to us? Then if we all understand as to what happened to us, we will then be in a position to say, okay, that is which we lost. So how do we then begin to regain it? Because voting was never our tool.
Says
I'm talking about liberal ritual voter that we are talking about, the ballot thingy where it's taken to somebody else somewhere to count and stuff like that. No, that was never our tool, and we still dismiss it.
there must be practical steps that people are going to embark
Let
on.
me go back to their own fucked up history. When you go to 1776, what happened in America? They said freedom or death. They didn't say, okay, let's vote. Who's gonna take California? No, they fought.
No, except for that.
Russian Revolution, there was no vote. Chinese Revolution, England, France, there was no voting. They know that the language of sorting the social relations, the power relations, is nothing but bloodshed.
My dream is for each and every black person in this country to look at a white person straight in their eyes, and that a white person shivers and cack in his brook.
My dream is to see like the youth, especially those youth who are unemployed, you see, to get better chances of improve themselves. I mean, it's a very, very havoc situation that I cannot even imagine, that we have been brought by this so-called political upper class ANC, including all these whatever.
My dream is the exorcism of the impure whiteness which has been enforced onto the black skin and the black person. Furthermore, is a national pride, pride of culture, pride of self, understanding the root where we come from, and actually taking pride and ownership of that and celebrating that as a being.
My dream is to simply have a working media system within the township that would assist and better ourselves and the township as a product.
My dream is to see black people taking ownership of who they are, and who, when they walk in the street, exudes dignity and they love themselves and we love each other. That's my dream.
Oh, my dream is to see a liberated black race. Everywhere in the world, I want to see my people freed from the shackles of the white race with their white monopoly capital.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.